They're just kids. It's a harmless prank. It didn't kill anybody is a myth in the year of 2026. When I was a kid, that was one of the biggest things you would be met with if you had a unruly child that wanted to run around and prank the neighborhood. You would always hear, he's just a kid. He don't know any better. He didn't kill anybody. What's the big deal? Here's the outcome. These kids did fucking kill somebody. We had a teacher in Georgia get unalived because somebody wanted to TP his house, and when he came out to confront them, ended up ran down. I hate pranksters. It's one of the things that actually just pisses me off, especially you get those public nuisance pranksters that love to go out like Jack Doherty. He is a herpy on the internet. He just is like an infection that comes out every few months to fuck everyone's day up and then ends up in handcuffs or crawls back into his hole to hibernate until his next shenanigans. I hate pranksters. Their content gives you no real value. There's no point to watch them because they're just ruining people's days. This video right here is actually extremely sad, and let's just get into it.
But tonight, a community mourns the loss of a 40-year-old teacher and coach. Thanks so much for sticking with us for Fox 5 News at 11. I'm Eric Perry. Jason Hughes died Friday night after the Hall County Sheriff's Office says he was hit by a car. Now teens face charges related to his death.
I'd like to start off and say rest in peace to this gentleman. An unfortunate event, a teacher, a coach, a pillar of the community, as you're going to see that there's nothing but positivity surrounding this guy. Just to have his life ended by some public nuisance morons. People that just have nothing better to do in their virgin-filled lives than to go out and TP someone's house. How are you a teenager in high school and your idea of fun is to go TP someone's house? That is something I would expect out of fifth graders. These kids, mind you, are high school students. Let that sink in. You have to be the biggest loser in your school to not have something better to do except for this.
Sarah Jabor has the story.
Jason Hughes was a math teacher and a golf coach here at North Hall High School. People have been leaving behind flowers to remember him and also to honor his legacy.
Bouquets of flowers piling up to remember 40-year-old Jason Hughes, a husband, father, teacher, coach, and mentor for
a husband, a father, a teacher, and a coach. We now have a woman that's a widow, a child that is fatherless, and a team that is coachless. For what? Because these fucking troglodytes couldn't sit in the house and find anything better to do. You could have played Call of Duty if you wanted to do some bullshit on your Saturday night.
Students here in Hall County. Olivia Williams, a sophomore at North Hall High School, stopped by on Saturday night to show her support.
Whenever somebody would need help or something, he would always make great conversation. He always had the best smile on his face, and he just seemed like such a friendly guy.
It's nice to see some students that actually have some common sense take time out of their day to speak on this gentleman. You don't always get students that are overly invested in teachers. He seemed to have been a good teacher. If you have students that are willing to get on the news and have positive things to say about you, that's a good check mark in my book. You don't have teachers that care a lot these days. As I just covered in a recent video, you do have a handful of teachers that really thoroughly care about the students that they're teaching, and it's nice to see that that's understood by a few of the students that came out to show their support.
According to the Hall County Sheriff's Office, a group of 5 teens, including 18-year-old Jaden Ryan Wallace, went to the house to toilet.
That looks like the guy off of Scream. I don't know his name. I'm not a huge horror movie fan, but that hairstyle, that is a deviant hairstyle. Whoever did this man's hair, that's fucked up. I don't understand how we have 5 teens that are this bored. You have 5 teens that couldn't find one. Nobody had a better idea. You mean to tell me between 5 people, the idea got tossed out, let's go TP a house, and nobody said, hey, we're gonna look like some major fucking losers if anyone ever finds out about this? That is wild that nobody had a better suggestion.
Paper a home, a common prank. Deputies say when the 40-year-old man Jason Hughes came out of the house, the teens ran.
Also, I'm gonna point out that guy is 18. He's the only one that had his face shown. Please tell me all these other kids are in his grade and he's not running around with freshmen. Why was nobody else's picture shown? They have to be younger than him. I'm really hoping he was just the first one to hit 18. I'm leaning on a prayer right there. Really, really hoping that that's the case and he's not just such a loser that he's hanging out with 15-year-olds.
To 2 different cars to get away. Deputies say Hughes, while walking toward the street, tripped and fell into the road. Then the sheriff's office says he was hit by Wallace's car. The sheriff's office says all the teens tried to help, but Hughes was taken to the hospital and died. His death sending shock through the North Hall High School community.
You know what? I'm going to back that up because I want to cover that. When they say that the kids ran to their car and he came out, I'm pretty sure she said he was walking and he tripped and fell. So hold on, let's run that back real quick.
Jason Hughes came out of the house. The teens ran into two different cars to get away. Deputies say Hughes, while walking toward the street, tripped and fell into the road.
I'm kind of confused here. Either they're the slowest runners in fucking history or that guy's the fastest walker that's ever hit this planet. He's got to be the Michael Myers of this neighborhood. They TP the house, they get caught. They run, according to this lady, to two separate cars, and he walks to the street and trips and falls in front of their vehicle. How did he get to the street before they could run to the car and skirt off? He had to have been running, in my opinion. So he would have had to have been giving chase and tripped, and they was trying to speed off, and he just so happened to trip and fall in front of the car. That's what I'm going to say is really what happened. Now, I don't know where they're getting this information from because they don't specifically say how they know he was walking and how they know they was running. But something doesn't add up there.
Then the sheriff's office says he was hit by Wallace's car. The sheriff's office says all the teens tried to help, but Hughes was taken to the hospital and died.
Well, thank God they're trying to help. I would imagine once you treat a man like a speed bump, that would be the first thing you should do is get the fuck out of your car and give some aid.
His death sending shock through the North Hall High School community.
This can't be real. Like this, there's no way this happened. I just saw him this week, and I mean, I went to take a test and I borrowed a Chromebook from his room. There's no way this is happening.
Hughes' wife is Olivia's geometry teacher.
She's the sweetest lady ever, and they had just such a good connection, and you could just see it.
Hall County Schools released a statement saying in part, quote, "Our hearts are broken. Jason Hughes was a loving husband, a devoted father, a passionate teacher, mentor, and coach who was loved and respected by students and colleagues."
I genuinely get that vibe. And it is heartbreaking that his wife is a teacher at the same school that this guy teaching at, and students from this school, mistake or not, met his demise at the hands of. That wife is going to forever hate them kids. I have a feeling that all of them are failing. Every one of them are failing her class. Chalk it up, boys. F's. That's the bare minimum you deserve.
18-year-old Jaden Ryan Wallace is facing a charge of vehicular homicide. The other teens facing misdemeanor charges. Williams says the junior-senior pranks are for fun, but this time she says it got out of hand.
I'm glad we have vehicular homicide as what they're opting for rather than, playing softball with this kid and going for the manslaughter, because I feel like there's a case either way, and if he's got a good lawyer, chances are the lawyer's going to push for a manslaughter charge because it wasn't intentional, while the prank was intentional, which led to a tragic event. I am sure that unless the guy jumped in front of their car and just was ran down, there's a strong case that this could be downgraded to a manslaughter charge. But I love that they're pursuing the homicide. You got to make an example. At some point, pranks are getting out of hand. You have junior, senior pranks for the end of the year, and that's great. I love the camaraderie that you get from that as long as they're wholesome. This is just sad. This is a sad situation. And like I said, you have a wife that's now lost a husband and a child that's lost a father. You can't play softball with this. If you play softball and lessons aren't learned, a slap on the wrist just doesn't do it. 5 to 10 years doesn't even do it. You got to make an example so this doesn't happen again.
It's just supposed to be something fun, but sometimes I feel like it can get out of proportion and it can get a little too wild. Life is so precious, so you never ever should take it for granted. So just go hug your loved one.
Amen. What a speech. Life is precious. It can be snatched at the drop of a dime. 1 minute you're sitting on your couch hugged up to your wife and kids watching some TV. Next thing you know, you're outside your house trying to walk up on some degenerate children, and next thing you know, you're ran down and now you got a family that's broken. Sad situation. Pathetic loser individuals. All 5 of them. I don't give a fuck which one is the one that ran the guy over. I don't give a fuck if they jumped out of the car to help him. Every one of them. Trash bag losers in my opinion. Every one of them should share in the same fate. Vehicular homicide. I hope that fucking dumbass gets life. Shit pissed me off. That's all I got to say. Take it easy.